All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's day 693 on my journey to 2000, where I play a game of chess every day and I put it on YouTube for folks to watch, and I track my progress on chess.com. I'm currently rated 1483 as there's a lively debate in the comments on whether or not I'm stagnating here in the 1400 range. It has been a while since I've seen any steady improvement, and we just gotta see if time will tell if I can break out of this range here. Let's see who I'm playing today. Yes, Matin Nunezad. Matin rated 1481 out of Iran. Wonder if they've seen this move, the Vienna Gambit. Looks like they have. We'll take. They'll take. Then I'll go knight to f3 here. This is the Vienna main line. Gotta be careful of the pin here, and then the check. Take here, I might take back here and then push. Or, I don't know, I think taking back with the pawn. Yeah, I think taking back and pushing. Bishop out here to defend against the pin, and then castle. So the queen can't get me. That's the plan. Let's see what Matin has in store. Hope everyone's doing well out there. We're finally starting to see some warmer weather in the horizon here in California. I'm a big fan of sunshine, so I'm looking forward to a little bit of vitamin D. All right. I can push now. Yeah. Let's do that. They take back here. Bishop out, castle. I got this file. Bishop out, they'll take, and I'll win their queen. Just kidding. That won't happen. But so far, I've predicted the position here. Castle or rook b1? Castle. When in doubt, castle. Excuse me. Okay. So I could go ahead on the attack here, but I've got plenty of moves and that doesn't really do anything. Break open the center here, so I've got my center pawn. because then this pawn won't be defended. I'm wary because if takes, then they got this pin here. But I can always just retreat back. So let's do it. Oh wait, if there takes, then they can take here. This might not have been a good move. Unless I don't take back. Yeah. I got a strong center now. Even though I'm down a pawn, I think that was the best move to prevent their queen from coming down with check. It also closes off this diagonal. Now they're getting fancy here. What's going on? Lots of different options here. Yeah, okay, maybe I should have taken that pawn. Dang it. I probably should have taken that pawn. Ah. Well, it would be good if I could check and then win this knight. But then they got check and they win. Gosh. Oh, but this and then this. Yay. Okay, so it's not over. Did I just almost do a premature bed flop? I almost did a premature bed flop. That's never happened before. That was close. So they're still going to be up a pawn after this. But I can come here. Oh, shoot. Queen trade. They take. And then I here, defending this. And then ultimately setting up for this. Okay, slow it down, Patrick. Let's actually think about this. My options are here, 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 and here. If this sets up for back rank threads, and after this, this, I guess the queen isn't going anywhere. bishop defends the pawn, and I could push the pawn here, and if they trade, they get a tempo with this, and then they win this. So I think I'd rather keep this pawn and sacrifice this one. But there's no guarantee that after this, they just don't take this. And then I attack, they take, and then I can take here. Alright, let's just move it. See which one they take. I think that's going to be my next move regardless. Yeah. Not only to defend, but to get rid of back rank threats. Alright, but here and then here does the same thing. So I'll have to do this. Not really, because if the queen stays here, it covers this square. Make sure everything's defended. Here. How do I defend this? Just by just getting it back. I guess I could go here. Okay, how can I attack two pieces at once with my queen? This one and this one, so... well, this and then this is dangerous for them. This also sets up a discovered attack there after this. Tricky situation. This does. this just gets forked. So my options are here, here, here. If there, then the check. And I go here, check. If here, then the check here. Yeah, I think this might be my move. And then after check here. I don't know. Matin nu nezad. Okay, so with that, I could push, because then if check, take, take, take. Oh, that's mean. This check, I take. They saw it coming. They saw it coming. Ah, I blundered. Thank you for the game, Matin. No, gosh, I was wanting that little. I was wanting that, but I was losing anyways. Thank you too. Okay. Man. 68% accuracy. I had 1 blunder, 3 misses, 3 mistakes. My opponent had 0 blunders, 0 misses, 4 mistakes. So improvement needed on both sides, more so on mine. Okay, so pushing in the center here is not cool when they bring out knight to c6 at the main line. The other option was to pin. Yep, and that's the best move. But they make a mistake after this, which gives me the formation that I was hoping for. They should have pinned first, because then if I try to block the pin, then they can go here and pin over this side, and then once they pin on this side and I try and relieve the pin there, then they take, I take, then they capture, I capture, and then they've got this. if I block, then they got this. And they're winning. So, note to self, just pin the knight. Pin the knight in that situation. Okay. But got back to a point where I actually had a small lead here. Continuing to develop, that was a good move, moving rook to b1. And then opening it up in the center was not the move. But pushing the pawn instead of recapturing was the best. So I'm glad I realized my mistake when it happened and didn't dig further into the hole. Instead, I just let the pawn go. Instead of pushing the pawn, the other idea I was thinking about was retreating the knight, forcing this, or causing the bishop to do something, and then pushing. So let's see. What's the best move here? Attacking. Okay, I thought about this, but when they just go a5 and that's it, and then what? Yeah. I guess it forces their knight on the edge of the board, which is a good place for it. And then I can just continue developing. Okay. Well, in any case, they take, and then the mistake here, which gave me the advantage back, but I played the wrong move. Giving a check and taking the free pawn. I remember that. I made this move and I was like, oh, maybe I should have just taken the free pawn with check. Well, to my credit, even though I didn't think about this, if they hadn't have taken this, never mind, that's dumb. Okay. I take, and then it's an even game here. And then after these exchanges, this exchange here was the blunder. It was an even game before this. And I had 8 minutes on the clock, so this is just me rushing. I'd love to kind of go back through my games, but I don't think there's a way to filter all the games that have a blunder where it wasn't a result of just faulty calculation. It was just a result of not seeing something, not seeing a hanging piece, and I think that's the big difference. That's a big difference, at least for me right now. I think the majority of the games that I'm losing, some of them are because the time trouble, I can't calculate. But I would argue that a lot of them is just I've got a decent amount of time. I just don't see the board. I just don't see the pieces, and I make dumb moves like this. Yeah. So from there, I try my best. I even the material, but the position was definitely still suspect. I could have attacked the queen and even up the game. And then they take here, and then I take here. They threaten this, and then I can go e1. Yeah. But the game continues. A mistake here, retreating the bishop. I should have pushed the pawn. Interesting, I should have pushed the pawn, but if they take... Oh, they wouldn't take because of the knight. Or the rook. Yeah, pushing that pawn would have been good. it was a lost cause anyways. I was losing. And then the blunder here, which sealed the deal. Yeah, not a good game from yours truly, and I'm hoping I can turn it around in the near future. Until next time.